Welcome back to Duel the Debates. We are on our second episode / third recording of this show.
Second attempt at this one.
Yes, second attempt at this one.
Yeah, as the People's Choice over there keeps chiming in.
What the fuck?
People's Choice is back, Paul. People's Choice Paul, whatever your name is. Yeah, there he is.
People's
Boom.
Choice Paul.
And we got John back again. He won last week.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, Skylar White, insufferable as hell, but also Randy, insufferable as hell. So, that was the closest we ever had it, guys. That was
it was really
crazy.
hard.
But this time, we're going to do Who Needs a Career Revival? And before we get to that, let's go to the rules.
Oh, I still have them up.
Yay!
Yay. The objective is to convince us, the judges, why your pick for the correct question is correct, and the other picks are wrong. We need to have arguments. There needs to be objective reasoning behind why you chose your answer. And civility. Although we can be passionate, there will be no sincere attacks on people's characters.
Yeah,
We're all
Danny.
friends here.
Except for you, apparently.
Yeah.
You get to
Wow.
attack people's
I'm
characters.
gonna
Who
fucking-
was that rule made for? Because
It was for me.
was it?
When I was a...
There was a little debate on like who it was actually meant for off the
Well,
rip.
because like when I was in a fighter, like I would, I would
He
always do ad
insulted
hominem
people.
attack. That's a fucking
That's a
bad
horrible
opinion.
answer, and you're a terrible person.
I gotta keep myself in check.
That's why he never won.
Yeah, that's why.
I say, hey, you're looking good today, man.
Yeah, he had to always try to butter me up over here.
When deciding whether the
I didn't
decision
do that on the last
must be based on the arguments presented in the debate. Opening arguments, 1 minute per fighter. Rebuttals and closing arguments, 1 minute per fighter. And free-for-all sections stopped at our discretion.
All right, for career revival, who do you think, Paul? Who needs a career revival?
Jack Sparrow himself, Captain Jack Sparrow himself, Johnny Depp.
You will always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
John?
Gerard Butler.
This is Sparta!
All right.
No lead up, just
Nope,
Gerard.
no
Don't
lead up
need a
at
lead
all.
up. Don't need
And
a lead
there's
up.
no lead up for this either. Let's get to it. Okay, so opening arguments. We're going to start with Paul this time.
Okay.
Paul, whenever you're ready.
1 sec.
Okay, he's not ready.
Hey, you're losing points.
Now I'm ready.
God, now you got negative points here.
Yeah, John came
All right.
prepared.
All right. No, just kidding. All right, you're on the clock.
So Mr. Johnny Depp once was one of the biggest stars on the planet. His movies altogether have grossed nearly $11 billion worldwide. He is a 3-time Oscar nominee, but probably should have even been nominated for more. He has a wide range of movies. He's done horror, he's done drama, he's done comedy. Some examples, everything from Rango to Sweeney Todd to Donnie Brasco to Edward Scissorhands. Dude is just versatile as hell. He got into a bit of a domestic issue a while back, but they went to court about it, and he came out mostly on top of that. So I think it's about time we give him a career revival. He is one of the most dynamic actors out there, and he... even going, if he wants to go back to big blockbusters, fine. But I also think he could go back to like
10
smaller,
seconds.
more Oscar type movies. Even right before the issues happened, he did Black Mask, and he was so good as Whitey Bulger in that movie. So I think he's still in him to give us plenty of good
All
performances.
right. Okay. John, you're on the clock.
When I hear revival, I think of someone who has had the potential, but for some reason or another hasn't really been given the opportunity. The potential has been shown in Gerard Butler's early career, 300, Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, Gamer, which is an underrated movie but has great action. So his action prowess is there. And then we actually look at his like dramatic sort of like cynical roles, law-abiding citizen, that chaotic good character, that sort of character development was very well done. And now we look at him now, he's doing like Hulu originals like Den of Thieves 2, Geostorm, Greenland, Last Seen Alive. These are all mid to shitty movies, but not really necessarily because of him, but because they're low budget, poorly written, unknown directors. I think if we match him up with, and I have ideas for where we can go with him, if we match him up with high quality backstage presences, it will result into high quality movies that will revitalize his career.
All right. Moving on to our rebuttal round. Paul, whenever you're ready, you're on the clock.
Okay, so Gerard Butler, or as I like to call him, Dollar Store Russell Crowe, when he
Wasn't as funny the second time. Sorry.
What? This is the first time we're doing it. What? He had his time where he was doing big budget movies, and what were those big budget movies? Reign of Fire, Phantom of the Opera, Lara Croft 2, and Gods of Egypt. He played a killer leprechaun in movie 43 also.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the guy you want to see come back. 300, it's not that good. It's not that good. It's really not. And even Meet the Spartans made fun of his sprayed on abs. Like, he never really, you could say he was like underrated and, always better than that, but he hasn't really shown that. Like you mentioned the Has Fallen trilogy, they just got worse and worse, and they started out as just a shitty Die Hard ripoff.
10 seconds.
All the movies that he started in the past that he was like the main guy in, they mostly bombed. So much so that he has to, come back to roles like How to Train Your Dragon, play the same character again.
All right. John?
You said it yourself, Johnny Depp has done every role imaginable. He's done kids movies. He's done action movies. He's done franchise leads. He's done serious roles. He's done kooky roles. He's done dark, edgy roles. He's done everything. At this point, we are kind of saturated of him. And I'm not even going to bring up the stuff outside of it. I'm just talking about strictly what is going on in the world of the movies. Us as a viewer, we're at the point where we're like, who's in it? Johnny Depp? Is he doing another kooky character? Like, it's overplayed. I'm not going to discredit him. Very talented actor, but as time has gone on, he has done so much stuff that there's no room for improvement. Like, Revival is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He's already done everything. There's nowhere else for him to go. There's no movement. There's no momentum. It's all been done for him. Let's let someone else take the reins and have a chance that Johnny Depp has already had and has proven to be successful. His time is there's nowhere for him to go. Whereas with Gerard Butler, it's nowhere but up.
All right. Moving on to our free-for-all section. Whenever y'all are ready, fight it out.
So Gerard Butler, he's never shown that he's that great of an actor.
What are you talking about? In Law Abiding Citizen alone, that character and his presence alone was enough to be a formidable villain, which actually leads into my point. I see Gerard Butler going into 3 avenues. I see him going into Avenue 1 of action movies. Let's put him with, what's his name? I'm sorry. My bad. Stand by. No. Stand by.
That's why we need another 55-year-old action star. That's what.
But that's my point. Look at Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was 51, right around the same age.
Something tells me Gerard Butler can't move like Keanu Reeves.
No one thought Keanu Reeves was as good. Everyone assumed Keanu Reeves was.
But he's athletic as hell, and those actions. Gerard Butler ain't doing those actions.
But hear me out. No one thought that going in. Everyone's thought action movie with Keanu Reeves. This is going to suck.
The Matrix. He's proven it before.
That was in the year 2000.
I'm saying he's shown that he can be that action hero lead.
And so has Gerard Butler.
Not really.
Yes, he has. 300 alone, staple in action movie history. The Has Fallen series, the action in it is actually very well put together. I'm saying if we put him,
as it goes on.
That's how all action movies are. But he, as a whole, was still good.
John Wick.
But that's my point. Let's put him with the director of John Wick. Keanu is 51. Gerard Butler is 50 in his 50s. But look at the world we live in now. TRT, HGH. The Rock is 60 and doing 56. UFC movies. Age is not a factor.
So your argument is let's get him on steroids?
56. No, but what I'm saying is age is not a factor. His commitment is there. We need to put him with the talent. That talent is the director, the writers of John Wick, the choreographers of John Wick. That's one avenue. Avenue 2 is we put him with directors from Nightcrawler, Prisoner. Let's let him lean into that sort of like
But he doesn't have much range to him. He basically plays like a similar character in every movie he does.
Recently, yes, but the foundation was there. 300 was not the same as Gamer. Gamer was not the same as Law Abiding Citizen.
All right, you need to stop using Gamer as an example.
Gamer is actually it is. It's low-key actually a really good movie. Very good action, very good gun manipulation.
The difference is, my guy, I don't need to use low-key good movies. He just has made a bunch of great movies.
He has made a lot to the point of where no one really needs to see a revival because his career's kind of.
But it's been long.
What has he not done? Has he not done?
It's been long enough. You're like, oh, is he going to play another kooky character? He hasn't played a kooky character in forever. He hasn't worked with Tim Burton in like almost 15 years at this point.
So another kooky character is what you're telling me. So you're
He
saying
can
his
go that
you're
direction.
saying his revival would be another kooky character, the
can
thing
go-
we've seen a bunch before.
He can
That's
go that
the issue with
direction.
Johnny Depp.
But one of his best movies, one of his best movies of all time is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Is he playing a kooky character in that movie? No, he's playing the straight man while everybody else is his mom can't leave the house, his brother has special needs, and he is the rock holding that family together. He is so dynamic, and he can go all these different avenues if he so
And he
chooses.
has already. That's the issue.
Right, but-
Revival means doing something not done before for this person.
Like I said,
he
right,
has done
right before his
everything.
issues happened, he did
I'm
Black
not
Mass.
even worried about his. Black Mask was.
and
he was
so good in
okay,
that.
but the movie itself was not good.
You're bringing up like Gerard has a bunch of different avenues to come to have
I
a
didn't
revival.
even mention the Marvel superhero aspect that I could have gone down as well.
Okay, well, so hit less on action because
Johnny
you
Depp
keep
can
bringing
do
up
that too.
action movies and working with.
Well, like I said, I had 3 avenues: action, which John Wick, all those guys, Extraction, all those guys; suspense with Prisoner and Nightcrawlers. But I also think we can go down. He could be a reoccurring villain in either Marvel or DC. If we went down DC, I'm thinking Hugo Strain, a Batman villain that is all about psychological. He could play that, lead into Law-Abiding Citizen. Slade, Deathstroke, that's both psychological and
last
action.
time-
Or even
Joe Manganiello.
Vandal Savage, which that's more of a deep cut. Vandal Savage is a character that was a caveman. An alien rock lands on Earth. He touches the rock and he proceeds to live from like year 1 to present day, living through all these wars, through all these battles, becoming an immortal strategic warlord. He was mainly in Young Justice, but that's for DC. Marvel, Bushwhacker is a chaotic good character for Daredevil, which is solely like everyone's corrupt. I need to be just. I have to be justice because justice
but
isn't
you're-
around.
you're going into
the
like-
Maker.
So-
the Maker, which is Mr. Fantastic, whose sole
But you're-
purpose is I need to fix the Earth because the Earth is corrupt. That's law-abiding citizen for you right there. There are several avenues this guy can go down that he has shown potential for, but he has just been paired up with lame fucking Hulu
but you're
movies.
going into it has to be the perfect scenario for
No,
him.
I'm just giving
Because
scenarios that I think would fit for
the
him.
last time he had any bit of a name behind him, he ended up doing movies like The Ugly Truth, The Bounty Hunter, P.S. I Love You, like shitty movies like that.
Rom-coms that probably made a good amount of money.
difference
What
is
was the overall total that those monies made? Because everyone does rom-coms.
Because-
Your boy did
But that-
rom-coms. Jake Gyllenhaal did a lot of rom-coms.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Johnny Depp. I'm like, what rom-com did Johnny Depp do?
He did a couple, I believe. I don't know all of
He's
his.
done everything.
He's
he
done
had to
everything. That's why I'm sure if we looked it up, there would be rom-coms.
But the difference is Johnny Depp doesn't necessarily need the best case scenario. He just needs.
it's not a best case. I think it's a little harsh to say best case. I'm saying
Where you're talking like Marvel and DC,
Yeah.
or the greatest action directors we have.
Yeah.
You can work with them. Johnny Depp just needs a decent role and a chance to just
do the thing he's already
show
done a
that he
bunch
can
before.
still get it done.
No one questions whether or not he can get it done. That's not the point of a revival. Revival, he can keep
Well,
doing
you
what
need to
he's
get
doing.
it done to have a revival.
But he's already
Gerard Butler hasn't shown that.
because he hasn't had the chance. That's the point of a revival. Is he's doing mediocre stuff now. Let's give him a chance.
He did
and-
mediocre stuff to the height of his powers.
Not really. Again, you're ignoring. Yes, everyone has a couple stinkers, but there are a
It's
lot
like a
of
10-1 ratio with 9 stinkers, 1 decent one.
I don't know about 10-1, but I think we're still just kind of like. It doesn't make sense. I feel like he's done everything.
Well, I could see Johnny Depp can literally
I gave
play
you-
grandpa roles, and we'd all be happy with that. Like he knows how
Elder
to
roles.
play.
He's played elder roles.
Not really.
Black Mask. He was an elder.
One time.
Yeah, that's.
But
an
I'm saying
example.
we've seen him in like movies like Finding Neverland. He could so play that again. And the kooky characters, like people like make fun of him now. He played so many great kooky characters. Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood, Sweeney Todd. He can come
Mad
back.
Hatter. If we want to talk about bombs, Alice in Wonderland 1 and
Didn't
2.
bomb. Didn't
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That
Didn't
was a
bomb.
shit character. Lone Ranger. Where
I'll
he
give that
played
bomb.
Ranger
Tonto.
bomb.
I'll give you that bomb.
That's one of Disney's biggest bombs. So
But
yeah, if you want to
but
go
that's
tit
the
for
thing.
tat, Johnny
Johnny-
Depp has just as many stinkers. So we can't really
But
be
the
like,
difference,
oh,
the difference is Johnny Depp at least is taking risks like that. Gerard Butler, we never seen him take a real risk like
right.
that.
So let's
He's
take a
playing-
risk on him now. Let's take a risk on him now. Let's put him in some decent stuff.
But we don't know if he can pull it off. He hasn't really
That's
even
the
pulled
point.
off like stuff that's like in his domain.
Let's tackle needs a career revival, because what I'm getting a lot from John is that like he's never had the opportunity to have a big career that needs to be revived.
Right.
That's what
Where
I'm
was
trying
his
to-
downfall really?
Johnny Depp, I
The
think.
downfall is the stuff he's doing now is mediocre. When again, John. So in my
But he's still doing stuff. He's still he
doing
was
stuff-
recently in the How to Train Your Dragon remake.
right,
Like,
doing stuff does not mean that your career is in a tell whoever is that the telemarketer again? Call him.
No, it's my buddy sending me Instagram reels.
Hey, who do you think? Real quick.
I'm calling in a friend.
I'm putting in a parlay. Help me. But like Johnny Depp's done everything. What is there to revive? He's done everything. He can continue to do everything. At no point has anyone
Because
been
he
like
had his career taken away from him.
not really though.
Yes,
Everyone
it
was on his side.
No,
Everyone-
not at first. Not at first. They were not on his side. Because only one side of the story was told, and everybody just jumped on him. He got Disney let him go. They wouldn't.
So now would
wouldn't
Disney
work.
take him back though? That's the question. So it's like, you want to talk about risk? Are people even wanting to put a risk in?
Absolutely, I think they are. Because they look at somebody like Brandon Fraser, who, again, his downfall was very out of his control. You know, don't want to go into that. But people like the underdog. The people like a comeback story, like Kim Kardashian. And Johnny Depp is that guy. He is in that same vein.
Is he though? Can you really count him as an underdog? I think Gerard Butler is more of an underdog. Look at, you just said it yourself, 3 Oscar nominations, $11 billion, all these different types of movies. He's not an underdog. He's an A-lister that's done everything.
But he needs a revival because he had that taken away from him prematurely.
Is that really prematurely though?
Like I said, he came out with Black Mass.
If he came
out with a movie like Black Mass right before that, that means he still had more roles like that in him, and he was going to, play like whether it's like real characters or characters that he can make up on his own. He's in the past 30 years, he's done so well at both. So I think he's prime for one. I think and then could get nominated for more Oscars. Could actually win an Oscar. That's the other thing. He never won an Oscar, and he's like one of those actors you think like, oh, that guy never won an Oscar. He still has more to prove.
Oscar wins don't necessarily mean you're the success of not of an actor.
It meant so much to Brandon Fraser when he won.
Well, yeah, that's Brandon Fraser. That's personal. I'm saying the
Well, I think what
level
he's
of
saying is that-
actor does not necessarily hinder on whether or not they win Oscars or not. Everyone's going to view Johnny Depp as a good actor regardless of winning.
When people think of revivals, they think of Matthew
think of people-
McConaughey, they think of Keanu Reeves, they think of
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton, they think of Brandon Fraser, like guys in that vein. I think Johnny Depp fits that mold so much more than Gerard Butler
But
does.
you just negated yourself because you're talking about guys like Keanu Reeves, like all these dudes that were here and then had their chance given to them and now they're here. Johnny Depp's been here the whole goddamn time.
But they all had their peaks. They were huge in the 90s.
Yeah, and then they were here for the longest time. Like I said, Keanu Reeves was the laughingstock. No one took him seriously as an actor anymore. And then they're like, hey, we're doing an action movie. And everyone's like, wait, Keanu Reeves? How old is he? Who? And then John Wick comes out and it completely redefines what action movies are. Johnny Depp's here. Johnny Depp maybe came down here after the whole controversy. He's still...
Name a movie he's done in the last 10 years.
What was his last one? In 2017? With, what was that, Alice in Wonderland?
Oh, it was,
the
I think his
sequel.
last movie that he did was the Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh, that's right. He was
That
Grindelwald.
is true because he got removed. But still.
Exactly. Taken away from him.
But again, he's been here the whole time. If you drop a little bit,
Dropped a little. He hasn't been doing movies. I think that's
of
more
his
than
own
a little bit.
of his own accord. He's not like
No, not on his old accord.
I think
Before that trial, nobody would hire him.
yeah, and now he's saying fuck you to the system. But again, if
He's going to be more selective. That's the other thing. He said that for a while there. He was only taking roles for the money. I think he's been away from the spotlight so much. He's probably seeing his daughter, do so well in these more, obscure properties. And I bet it's in him. It's like eating away at him. He's like, I want to come
so
back
he can
and do this.
continue to be all the way up here while there are other people down here.
Well, that's
Like-
what a comeback does. It gets you back on top.
But he's been on top. Even the whole controversy dropped him here. You literally
it
just
dropped
brought
him
up
so much lower than that.
again.
Maybe you weren't following it as much, but he was at rock bottom.
I still don't think he's at
Both
rock
personally
bottom.
and professionally.
The people you're comparing him to, at no point has anyone just been like, who's going to be in that movie? Johnny Depp? Well, Johnny Depp's washed up. No one's doing
I
that
think
with
it's
Johnny
been
Depp.
long enough where people would see Johnny Depp's name in the credits and be like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's see how that goes."
But what I'm saying
with
is-
Gerard Butler, they'd be like, "Oh, that guy, okay."
But then you look at the other stuff.
I think we're going around in circles. Let's
Let's
get the
get to our what are they called?
the closing argument.
Closing argument.
Yes,
That.
yes.
All right, Paul. Whenever you're ready.
All right, I got to pull my notes back.
Okay.
Mine are up already, just so we know.
Okay. You're on the
Teacher's
clock.
I came prepared.
So it's going. So okay, you're arguing that he never really had a downfall. He had one of the biggest downfalls of anybody, and he came back. He came out on top of it in the courts. So And he hasn't really worked since then. I think he's literally just biding his time, waiting for the right role to come around. And when somebody does that, bam, he's gonna show what he can still do. Because I think he has more motivation now more than ever to do it. He even said, like, I took roles for the money for the longest time. I think he's at a place now where he just wants to get, he has the passion back for it, and he wants to prove himself again. With Gerard Butler, he peaked kind of in the 2000s. He was just kind of that guy who was in this movie and that movie and this movie and that movie, and he's kind of still that guy. Like, I don't really like follow the ebbs and flows of his career. It's just kind of a straight line for him. He's doing the same thing now that he did 20 years ago.
All right.
Oh, you didn't even know the time.
Nope. Did not even look at the time.
I could have talked for another 30
Yeah,
seconds.
you could have. Anyway. John?
So, again, we talk about this. We make comparisons of Keanu Reeves. We make comparison of other actors that were low here. Gerard Butler was at that same level. And if we give him the same opportunities like I talked about with action, with suspense, with potentially villainous roles, we can see him skyrocket. Johnny Depp has done everything, been everywhere. There's not really any room for him to change or do anything that we haven't already seen a bunch from him before. The whole point of a revival is to see something we haven't seen before, to give them a chance, to take a risk. There's not, you said it yourself, he's already won 3 Oscars. He's already, nominated. He's made $11 billion. There's no risk. There's no really, it's not a revival. It's just a continuation of what he's already been doing. Gerard Butler had a solid foundation, made some bad decisions, or didn't really get committed enough with lower budget movies. A revival needs to happen, like all these other actors that we have mentioned, and elevate him to a level that is way surpassed where he is now. That is the definition of a revival. Not someone who was here, stopped a little bit because of whatever, and will continuously be here by making the same stuff he's made 1,000 times over again.
So let's start now in no particular order. Johnny Depp, one of the biggest stars. His career was taken away from him, not due to his acting. He's comparable to Brendan Fraser. He already has many iconic characters, and he did have a public downfall. But a lot of that is like we've seen all of his bag of tricks.
We've seen it before.
We've seen it before, for lack of a better term.
I get it.
There's no. Would it be considered a revival if he hasn't really fallen to the depths of where we would say Butler has fallen? He can't. He just can't. There's no room for improvement. He can't really show a new side to him. For Butler, he has a lot of potential that he had a big foundation, but just wasn't given the big opportunities like Johnny Depp has. What are you gonna say?
Yep. He's dollar store Russell Crowe, for lack of a better term. But you gave some good scenarios for a revival for him. So a Keanu type revival. So yeah, the action star, a supervillain, an action star.
Yeah, well, we didn't say action star
movie.
we didn't say action star for
But
Marvel.
that's what
all your examples were just action.
They weren't. Marvel villain and DC villain. Hugo Strange is not an action star whatsoever. He's
they are
he's
all the
psychological.
same type of movie.
No, they aren't.
Has Johnny Depp been in a Marvel movie yet?
No.
No,
Could be though.
So he's got the Oscar to prove, and then he also has the.
But people have
Marvel
never taken
route.
a real risk on Gerard Butler.
Yeah, I can see, because nobody thought Matthew McConaughey had it in him until he got Dallas Buyers Club.
Yes.
So we're looking at, like, when you think Gerard Butler, you're thinking, oh, Gerard Butler, but he could be Gerard Butler.
All right.
Like
It's very clear that, like, we know Johnny Depp can be like, oh, he's Johnny Depp.
People will pay to see that.
Yeah. Like, if we're talking in terms of right now, like, we're thinking Johnny Depp, like, rings a bell. Gerard Butler, like, you think he's just so connected to shit right now. But if he was given the opportunity, he really could make a big name for himself. But
It's Johnny Depp.
You will always remember this as the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
it's Johnny Depp.
Yo, you deep.
Oh my god.
Johnny Depp, yes, clear winner, just for a variety of reasons.
The biggest point for me was that Gerard Butler's still working. He's consistently working, and he's still doing shit.
Let's give him
He's
something
doing
good.
At least he's able to do
Yes,
shit.
but like to give him something good means he has to actually be a good actor.
Yeah, he's having
is a good
opportunity after opportunity
he hasn't
after
made too many
opportunity
great movies though.
Well, I
to
blame-
give us something.
but again,
He's
even
not
when he
giving
was
it
at
to
his
us.
As I stated, I blame the shitty writing of no-name directors on a streaming service. Like,
And how do you think he got there? Because he's not great.
Because even his
because he
own
has been
movies
given
are
the
not that good.
opportunity.
He has been
one
given
note,
the
man.
opportunity.
One note actor.
See, like if he somehow lucked into
Hugo Strange is not an action.
he's a Sam Worthington type.
Suspense movies aren't action.
Sam Worthington.
That's
It's a
the
great
best
example.
comparable.
It's a great
He
example.
like Sam Worthington. He is in the biggest movie, and I fucking hate that this is the biggest movie in the world. But he's in the
three of the biggest movies.
three
in the
of the
world.
biggest movies
all
ever
time.
made. Who the fuck is he? You know, he's
Doesn't-
had opportunity.
He can retire now and not have to act again. He could have retired to the first Avatar movie and be good set
Yeah.
for life.
Yeah.
But like,
And 300 was pretty big. You know, he could if he chose a
Yeah,
really
right
good
after that, he
project right
did
after
the
that.
Ugly Truth.
Yeah,
You gotta branch out.
the bounty hunter, like that.
but yes. So
Was that
Johnny
the one with
Depp.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do a movie with Jennifer Aniston?
He also did a movie with
at the
Katherine
time,
Heigl.
not with the washed up Friends actor. After that, I wouldn't
Hey, put some
associate.
respect on Jennifer Aniston's name.
whoa, that's crazy.
What is she doing now? What is she doing
All
now?
right.
Huh?
Still making movies.
Okay.
Doing Netflix movies with
Anyway,
Sandler.
congrats, Paul. You got the win.
Yeah, he's the people's choice.
You're the people's choice.
It's
agree with the people for
1v1.
once.
It's
1v1.
1-1. Let's relax.
Anyway,
We got one more.
we're Duel the
gotta get
Debates. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with @Duel the Debates. And you can find me on Letterboxd with DonutMan96. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was. My letterbox and see realize at DJ Was. Or my YouTube channel, which is Danny Was.
And you guys, you're fine. All right. So until next time, we'll see you next time.